Rudransh. And yeah, this was something that we were discussing, that 300 तो कहीं से नहीं लग रहा हो पाएगा, but not even 200, barely managing it to 162 eventually. The score of 162 could have been competitive enough, but the bowling was just not there. There was lack of depth in the bowling, so to speak. Let's start off right there itself. That is SRH batting performance there. SRH were asked to bat after Mumbai Indians won the toss. Abhishek Sharma, 40 of 28, makes for a decent reading, but again there were struggles of Abhishek Sharma was pretty much evident there, none more so than for Travis Head itself. 28 of 29. Ishan Kishan again faltering once again, 2 of 3. Nitish Reddy also did not manage to get going, 19 of 21. Everybody trying to hit the ball too hard, just not able to read the pitch with Ranch in many ways. Henry Klassen did give you a few blows at the end, pushing his total to 37 of 28, and thus pushing his other total to 162. And Aniket Verma also 18 of 8, but largely Rudransh. You looked at that pitch, the first 6 overs, the power play overs, it felt that they are not able to read the pitch and they were just trying to go a bit too hard. Your assessment of the pitch, how the Mumbai bowlers bowled, and how SRH responded?
I think I'll first start with the pitch. If there was a kryptonite for SRH, it was this pitch, because it's just when there is some help for bowlers and the kind of help we saw where the wicket is, it just doesn't come off on the ball, where wicket stops, where the bounce isn't true, where boundary hitting is difficult. SRH just look like a duck out of water, and I think that is it's just Karen Pollard in his, like, I think mid innings interview described SRH very well. He called them one dimensional, and I think he was spot on with that, because when the situations aren't according to how they're used to in Hyderabad, this team struggles. Last season, if you remember, we were discussing about how even Chipok, even Wankhede, even Eden Gardens, these were all very flat wickets, 250 plus wickets. That is why we saw SRH succeed almost everywhere. uh, I think now, because there are a variety of pitches, SRH are not getting that kind of they are not able to find that consistency, and then now when they are losing at Hyderabad, where the pitches are not suitable to their needs in some matches in Hyderabad, they are struggling there as well. So the only way to describe, I think this is a very good strategy for teams as well. Whoever gets to host Sunrisers Hyderabad in the coming games can just give this kind of pitches to them and exploit them with spin, with pace, because they just don't know how to play on these wickets, which is, yeah, it's not about, like we were discussing in the pre-match show, that they need someone to hold one end alone. But I don't think even that can solve their issues, because it's all about the mentality. A good team can succeed across venues, which we are seeing with Delhi Capitals, which we saw with KKR last season, which we have seen with Mumbai Indians and CSK over the years. In India, if you're playing the IPL, you need to be successful across a variety of conditions. You can't just be flat track bullies, and that's what SRH are showing they are. You need to be at least a bit more competitive on these wickets as well, which is just it's just combination of their bowling attack not performing up to the standard, and their batting lineup just struggling to match the conditions with any kind of mentality adaptation or mindset.
Yeah, you called it right. I mean, it's they are Sunrisers Hyderabad, the flat track bullies. But then again, there is always a sense where you see, once you've won, the previous season was kind of an avalanche that nobody expected SRS to perform
Yeah.
the way they did, and all the teams were taken aback. And this time around, teams are better prepared, so to speak, against somebody like an SRH. Again, that one-dimensional approach is something that is probably hurting them, and we talked about this. The holding position, somebody who needs to really understand the conditions and then play accordingly, was just not happening. Travis Head, for all the great things that he has done over the past 2 3 years, he's also very much, plays a player plays in one gear only, and if you are not giving him those kind of deliveries to it or pace to it, it's a big struggle for him. and you saw that with Deepak Chahar bowling. There were a lot of slow deliveries, there were a lot of cutters, and there was a bit of change in variations, change in the length as well, and just not able to pick. And even somebody like an Abhishek Sharma, all we have been waxing lyrical about the big hitting that he has done. You probably need to have that extra dimension. Therein, where somebody like Nishan Kishan, the experience of Nishan Kishan should have come in. That's again not not happening at all. Sports fan again, a regular viewer with his first question. He says, "Can SRH change the batting order in the next match, sending Klassen and Niket up the order above consistently flop batters like Ishant and Nitish Reddy? Would that be a solution for them? Because again, Klassen also I mean, he's made his name as a big hitter, right? You're not seeing him nudge the ball around and take singles and rotate strikes or, withering the storm. For him, to weather the storm is to just hit it out of the park. And if you're not going to give him that kind of deliveries, he will also struggle. Aniket Verma, whatever little bit we have seen of him, he's also a big hitter. And we saw that in the first game. He comes in, he whacks the ball. So they just don't, at least in this 11, they just don't have somebody who can bat sensibly the way how I think Will Jacks played beautifully this time around. He's also known to be a big hitter, but then again, he was very sensible. Yes, he had the target in his mind, and target wasn't the greatest. But then again, the way that he played, the way somebody like a Ryan Rickleton also played, an all-round player is probably what needed in this kind of a pitch. And Rudransh, you're absolutely right. When it comes to SRH, maybe give them something, some a tricky track, a slow track. Maybe the pitch was. There was not much moisture there. It had dry patches somewhere or the other. Bowlers employed those areas really well. But then again, yeah, to answer sports fans' question, do you think batting order would make any difference in this SRH unit, or it has to be the mindset?
I think first and foremost is the mindset, because I don't think Klaasen and Anike, I think they have got their batting order pretty, I think, as good as it can be. It's just the team, I don't think the messaging out there is right. I think they are. I was reading a quote from Ishan Kishan before this match, and he spoke about how SRH want to be fearless, and his idea of fearlessness was it's not about attacking from the first ball; it's about trying to adapt to the situation, taking the game to the opposition, which is what I think SRH are not doing. They are trying to be the hollow definition of fearless, where they say that this is how we play and this is how we will play, which is like the England mentality that this is our style and this is how we play. And it doesn't work. It hasn't worked for England. It won't work for any team. If that is a mentality, it just can't work. You have to have an intent, and then you have to adapt it and fine tune it and optimize it according to the situation, which is the second step, is where SRH are failing in almost every game. And I don't think changing the batting order is their issue. I think one change they can maybe do is, I think we might even see it in the next game itself, is bringing in Smaran Ravichandran, which they have signed for Adam Zampa as a replacement. He's a kind of a batter who can play different gears. He's a youngster. He might fit in at number three. I'm just worried about who they will drop for him, because I don't think it can be Aniket Verma. I don't think it can be Henrik Klassen. I don't think it can be Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head. And I will be very surprised if they drop Ishan Kishan, who scored 100 in the first game. And I don't think it can be Nitish Kumar Reddy, who is the feature star. So uh, practically it should be Nitish Kumar Reddy, because he has just not been able to hit the form that SRH expect from him, and there is no contribution from him with the ball. But can you drop him? He's the young emerging player of the year from last season. He is one of India's biggest talents, all-round talents. Can you drop him? But again, when you are in such situation, you need 6 wins from the remaining 7 matches to have a chance at qualifying. You need to make some changes. You need to make some hard calls. And if batting is your main issue, if batters not applying themselves is your main issue, it's just about SRS deciding. If they think their messaging has been right, that they have asked their batters to apply themselves and play according to situation, and the batters are the ones who are failing with execution, then you need to make the change. And if the messaging is wrong and the players think that they are doing what they are being told and are failing, then the management needs to look in the mirror and decide what the right messaging should be. That you can't continue to play, be fearless, we are SRH, we'll play this way, we'll go for 300. That won't work. You can't do that in India in on these pitches. When finally curators have realized that they don't have to give flat figures, and that even low scorer matches scoring matches can also be entertaining, it won't work. SRH will need to find a way to adapt to these variety of conditions and find a way to still get points. You can't just complain that wickets aren't flat.
Yeah, that's not a complaint at all. I mean, wickets are flat. Whatever wickets it is given to you, again, I mean, there has been a lot of debate about the kind of wickets that are being prepared. Home teams generally not really happy. They want certain kind of pitches, and the others, at certain point, you may want to agree with the curator saying that, boss, we are not, at your beck and call. We are going by what IPL Governance Council or what the IPL norms are, and accordingly, we are preparing the pitches. So you would give that much to the curators as well. Home field advantage or not, that is what it has been. But for, yeah,